Border and across the northeast, this is Win News.
Tonight, $1 million to solve a 46-year-old Albury murder case. More access for Victorian students to road safety information. And the high price of illegal roadside dumping on regional Victorian roads. Good evening, I'm Jeff Phillips. Also coming up tonight, why playing in the mud could be good for your child's development. $1 million is being offered for information to solve a 4-decade-old Albury murder case. Corowa teenager Bronwyn Richardson was abducted and killed in 1973, but the person or people responsible are still at large.
It's been a harrowing 46 years for Bronwyn Richardson's family.
We grieve daily for Bronnie and for the life that she never got to live.
The 17-year-old Corowa beauty queen was taken in the prime of her life and for no known reason.
She can't rest in peace because she hasn't received peace. She shouldn't be where she is in the first place. And now that my father has passed away, he can't rest in peace either. 3
men have previously been charged with Bronwyn's murder, but those charges were all dropped. Police are hoping the increased reward will entice more information.
We think we know what happened. We think we know who was involved. But we need to be objective about how we gather that evidence, and we need the community to partner with us and help us in that task so that we can bring justice for Bronwyn.
We need the people who know to come forward.
Bronwyn was last seen here on Smollett Street in Albury, being dragged into a pale green and white station wagon. From here, she was taken to a reserve about 6 kilometres west of Albury, where she was physically and sexually assaulted, before her body was found 2 days later in a Murray River lagoon.
For a 17-year-old girl, that is a brutal end. It's disgraceful. As a father of young girls, I find this horrendous. I don't know how I would survive.
Anyone with information should call Crime Stoppers. Alice Polner, Win News.
Regional students will have greater access to road safety education with a new mobile version of the Road to Zero program. The initiative uses technology to drive home its goals of reducing harm, accidents and death.
More than 150 people have died on Victorian roads this year.
Young people represent 20% of our fatalities and serious injuries when they're 10% of the drivers. So that's a terrible overrepresentation.
But now regional high school students will have greater access to road safety education. The Road to Zero program will now travel out to schools, teaching better driving behaviours through interactive technology.
We've always known that the younger you can start educating people, immersing people in key issues that are going to affect them for life, the better understanding and the better choices they can make.
Students learn skills such as how to reduce their risk of accidents and information like the role of speed and how the human body's impacted in a crash.
We've taught about how we can stop accidents from happening and how accidents do actually happen.
It's made me think about it from a different perspective on how, when you go on the roads, how much it can impact on other people.
And it's hoped the road toll will stop climbing.
We don't believe that the cost of everybody just getting around on the roads is that people must die. And so the target is zero, and that's where we're going.
Stephanie Dalla, Win News.
Accountants are encouraging us to get our financial records in order as tax time approaches. Plus, the ATO has revealed it's getting an increased number of calls on its tip-off line calling out dodgy financial behaviour.
It's nearly New Year's Day for the financial industry, and accountants are encouraging everyone to be as prepared as possible.
Tax time comes around pretty quick. For those who don't have an accountant, typically their deadline to lodge with the ATO is the 31st of October.
To maximise your returns, the advice is simple.
You're really trying to be able to claim as much in the way of eligible deductions as possible, keeping track of expenses you think that might relate to your occupation, then you can allow yourself to go through those in a bit more detail.
More than 3 million Australians now use the online lodgement system, which usually gives a 2-week time frame on the returns, while the old-fashioned paper system can have a wait of up to 50 business days.
ATO is really moving towards a digital format these days. If you are lodging yourself, you really need to get some assistance there, and it might even be time to engage a professional tax accountant if you are struggling
The number of people tipping off the ATO in regards to dodgy tax practices has increased significantly in the past financial year. More than 60,000 Australians are using the hotline to dob in an individual or a business.
Tip-offs relate to underreported income. The second is cash economy or sales where people aren't being given invoices.
Which has got the tick of approval from the general punters.
Shouldn't be allowed for a start. We all pay tax and that's what it's there for.
Will Hogan, Win News.
Illegal roadside dumping is reaching crisis point in Victoria, costing millions to clean up each year. Regional Roads Victoria says dump rubbish is posing big risks to people and our environment, and we're being warned major penalties are in place.
One of Victoria's worst hotspots for illegal rubbish dumping.
We've been helped by the Department of Justice in cleaning up a lot of rubbish along the Jawara Creek. And like we're talking 140 cubic metres, it's been mattresses, fridges, everything like that.
And there are plenty more illegal rubbish dumps littered across the state, costing Victorians millions of dollars a year to clean up.
Probably 1,800 complaints about litter alone, and that's just Western Victoria, so you multiply that by 7 and you're getting quite a lot, and we're spending a lot of money on it.
Authorities are urging people to stop rubbish dumping. As well as being harmful for the environment, it's putting human safety at risk.
It's certainly a safety risk, and we'd hate to see things happen to people or cause accidents getting in and out of these forested areas or out of the way areas.
And there are harsh penalties in place, including fines of up to $500,000 for dumping large amounts of rubbish in Victoria. The EPA says it's investigating and enforcing against incidents of large-scale industrial waste dumping.
It's not a good outcome for anyone, and just the amount of complaints and that, the community really doesn't like to see it either.
Anyone can report illegal rubbish dumping to the EPA. Stephanie Dalla, Win News.
Benalla Council has adopted its new budget. The rural city has increased rates by 2.5% in line with the state government cap. This year we'll see $7.6 million go to the Capital Works program and just over $3 million to roads. $915,000 will go to waste infrastructure at the Benalla Landfill and Resource Recovery Centre. The Splash Park project will receive $800,000, while the Arundel Street Sports Precinct will be boosted with a $600,000 spend. Whether heading to the snowfields or road tripping down the coast, authorities are reminding school holiday drivers to plan ahead. While authorities prepare for an influx of holiday traffic, drivers are being reminded to prepare for hazardous conditions, including snow, ice and hail these school holidays. Those heading to the snow should be equipped with snow chains and fit them when required. Police warn they'll be monitoring all roads for dangerous driver behaviour. University research has found adults living in regional or remote Australia had a 20% lower risk of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Pollution has been identified as a potential key factor contributing to Alzheimer's onset in urban areas.
Dementia is the second leading cause of death in Australia. 500,000 people suffer from the disease, most of it due to Alzheimer's.
We know that we're an ageing population, and the older our population becomes, the greater the number of people with Alzheimer's.
New research highlighting that the air we breathe could have a major impact on the likelihood of developing Alzheimer's.
There seems to be an association with air pollution. More air pollution, a higher risk of Alzheimer's.
Professor Astle Bird backing that up with the analysis of data from 260,000 Australian adults, which revealed those living in regional or remote areas had a 6 to 9% lower risk of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's, but he believes there could also be other factors at play.
From air pollution and green space and walkability to access to health services, all may have some role in determining our risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and living a long and healthy and happy life.
The research firms up what many have suspected for some time, but protecting yourself comes down to individual health and lifestyle choices.
Maybe less pollution, better sleep, etc., and that might be what comes from living in the country. That would be good, but I'm not suggesting that everybody living in the city suddenly move to rural centres in New South Wales to reduce their risk of Alzheimer's.
Samara Gardner, Win News.
Still to come on Win News, a rare sight for visitors to the Australian War Memorial and how playing in mud can boost children's creativity.
Aussie footy stars are being urged to donate their brains to science. 6:30.
Deb, coming for a coffee?
Oh, sorry, Trish. We've got to go.
Go your own way, like the Wayman family in the 7-seat Isuzu MUX from $45,990 drive away.
Safer vehicle choices save lives. Find out who survives.
The Michael Jackson Live Concert Experience. Remember the Time Tour. Coming to you. This world-class 2-hour production show commemorates the 10th anniversary of the King of Pop. Book now to celebrate the music, dance and phenomena that was Michael Jackson. The Live Concert Experience.
My family and I love being part of a rural community. The legal challenges fronting people and businesses in regional Australia can be daunting. My passion is helping my clients navigate these issues and helping them to grow with stability and peace of mind going forward.
Amplify Hearing and Diagnostics are your locally owned and independent hearing aid and audiology clinic. For hearing assessments, hearing aid trials and advice for all age groups, see the friendly team at Amplify Hearing and Diagnostics, Macaulay Street, Albury.
Need a car? Call Avis. Need a work ute? Better call Avis. Need a minibus? Call Avis. Need a wedding car? Better call Avis. Moving house or freight? Call your local Avis. Call Avis Albury now.
Miguel's whipping up some chocolate brownies in just 3 minutes. Wow. Find out how on The Living Room tonight on Win.
A rare exhibition of reverse-painted glass frame photographs is on display at the Australian War Memorial. A team of dedicated conservators has worked to restore the fragile painted frames and photographs to their former glory.
These war portraits are not just any old photographs. They've been lovingly decorated and encased in hand-painted glass frames. But what makes these treasures even more unique is that the decorations have been painted in reverse so that the designs can be seen through the glass.
The objects are quite complex. They're made up of 3 distinct components. So the frame, the painted glass, and the photograph.
Restoration of these precious and unusual items required extensive research to determine how the paintings should be treated.
They ranged in condition, so there was some of them were in very good condition and some were showing really some active signs of deterioration, such as flaking.
12 of the 13 soldiers immortalised in the exhibition have been identified, but sadly one soldier is still unknown. Ironically, his frame containing the words "Forget Me Not." The maker of these rare and fragile frames is still a mystery, but the images do hold a couple of clues as to where they originated.
A lot of the design elements, the waratahs and flannel flowers, are New South Wales-based elements, and so it always directed us to the New South Wales location.
But you'll need to get in quick. The exhibition is only on until Monday. Natasha McFarlane, Win News.
Students are being encouraged to play more outdoors, with one school taking it to the next level. They say mud play is especially important as kids spend an increasing amount of time in front of computer screens.
Covered in mud from head to toe, it's a parent's worst nightmare. But these kids are clearly having the time of their lives. And as kids are spending more time indoors, eyes glued to screens, teachers say muddy play has many benefits to their development.
You get stuck in the classroom, it's the last day of term, it's hard enough to concentrate for 10 weeks.
While some parents were a bit sceptical, teachers say there's no harm in rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty.
It's just reassurance and letting them know that we're going to keep them safe and we've got the change of clothes and we've done everything, all the prep.
Research suggests it promotes creativity and self-expression, and it's also helping develop those fine motor skills. But for these kids, it's all about who could get muddiest.
I thought I'd make the most of it. Get my gumboots stuck in there, sliding on my tummy, doing belly flips. I was just laying down in it.
Michaela Ortolin, Win News.
The state government is putting an end to mobile phones in all state schools to combat cyberbullying and boost student communication. George Booth is asking if you're engaged with the idea.
The government's decision to ban mobile phones in all state primary and secondary schools has divided public opinion. We're taking to the streets to find out whether you think mobile phones have a place in the classroom.
I think it'll give the kids more opportunity. Once they discipline themselves to the point where they're not looking at their phone every 5 minutes, they might learn a bit more.
I think that's a very good idea. I think kids these days have got too much technology and they're not concentrating on the old-fashioned sort of learning.
If it puts more concentration onto what they're actually supposed to be doing, rather than sneaking away doing the texting or whatever it is they do these days, it's got to help.
I'm not for it personally. I think there's lots of reasons why, they should stay like emergency contact, and most kids don't use it for the wrong reason anyway.
They're there to learn how to learn things from school, not learn what they're going to use the device for, and it's very distracting.
Being a past teacher, I know the impact that can have on kids and their learning.
I think it's okay, because what if you need to ring your parents if you have a broken leg or something?
While there are a few people who believe mobile phones shouldn't be banned at schools, the majority of people think it'll help student learning.
Friday Sport now with Corey. It's a tight race to the finals in the Ovens and Murray footy.
It certainly is, Jeff, and would you believe it, 7 teams are on the fringe of the top 8. And how Murray United continues to create strong pathways for future North East soccer stars.
When's the best time to tell a new partner that you love them? Pucker up at 6:30.
At Light and Easy, we have lots of ways to help you lose weight and feel great in 2019. Like the way we offer you the biggest range of delicious, nutritious meals created by chefs and approved by dietitians. Or the way we make sure everything you need is fully prepared, packed by day and delivered to your door. And the way we guarantee that if you're not 100% happy with your first delivery, we'll give you your money back. And by the way, there's no contracts, so you're in control. To find out how Light and Easy can help you, visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
To be ready, you need new ways to think. At Deakin, you get more than theory. You get practical, hands-on experience. Bring it together and take your next step with confidence. Be ready.
When it comes to hotels, we are very demanding. We want a pool, a cool pool. We want 24-hour room service. And laundry service too. Wow! It would be great to have a kids club. And a massage. Seems difficult, but with Trivago it's not. Just select the filters you need and Trivago will compare prices from hundreds of websites worldwide. Easy. Find the ideal hotel for you. Hotel Trivago.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
The Gazman winter sale is on now. Save up to 40% off selected styles. Long sleeve shirts from $49.95. Pants and denim from $59.95. And knits from just $49.95. The Gazman winter sale on now.
Wangaratta Caravans end of financial year sale. All current stock caravans now at heavily reduced prices. Open all weekend of 28th to 30th of June. So come on down early and get yourself a bargain. Wangaratta Caravans, 56 to 58 Parfitt Road, Wangaratta.
With 7 teams still in the running for O&M finals, most matches until the end of the regular season will take on extra importance. While some clubs have been surprisingly impressive, others will use the second half of the season to rebuild.
Heading into the second half of the O&M season, teams are starting to eye off finals.
Certainly the top 7 teams, there's not much between them, and there's 2 teams that probably come into the year are going to be unlucky to miss finals.
Some clubs in the league have seen a big turnaround from previous seasons. The Wangaratta Rovers stand out as the most improved.
They've coming off a season last year where they didn't win a game, so for them to be sitting 5th is a great result, and they're a good chance to make finals.
But some aren't as competitive as they'd like to be at this point of the year. North Albury, Wodonga Bulldogs and the Roos currently have just 1 win under their belt this season.
It'd be great to see them get a few wins in the last half of the year and progress towards a bigger season next year.
As for finals predictions, atop of the table Lavington are confident approaching the latter end of the season. They've only lost one match to Wangaratta back in round 5.
There's not much between those top 4 teams, between Lavington, Wangaratta, Albury and Myrtleford, so it'll be interesting to see which team plays the best footy at the most important part of the year.
Around the grounds this weekend, Albury Tigers host Wodonga Bulldogs. The Raiders go head-to-head with the Panthers. North Albury play the Roos while the Rovers face Myrtleford. Wangaratta will play the Pigeons on Sunday afternoon. Bonnie Barkmeyer, Win News.
The O&M's netball frontrunner Corowa is confident it can continue its strong form heading into the back end of the season. But with 7 rounds to go, many predict the top 5 will change before finals.
After several narrow wins in the past month, the undefeated Roos know they're in for a fight if they're to remain on top of the ladder at the end of the season.
We know going forward that the intensity of each game is only going to get higher as we go along. So yeah, it's been tough the past couple of weeks, but we're getting the wins on the board, so that's really exciting for us.
Lavington's hot on Corowa's heels with only 1 loss for the season.
Having that loss during the season, the monkeys off the back a little bit. So no, we're really looking forward to obviously another crack at them, but also we've got Yarra coming up and having another go at Wang at some stage.
And with reigning Premier Wangaratta sitting firmly in 3rd, it's the 4th and 5th spots which are still up for grabs, with Yarrawonga, Wodonga Raiders and Albury all contesting a place in the first elimination final.
Obviously Raiders had a really good game against Yarrawonga, which went a long way to keeping that 5th spot for them, but there's no reason why Albury can't push in there.
I think that 5th spot's going to come down to probably the last round, which is really exciting. I think honestly, and like history would show, I think whoever makes the top 5 honestly has a shot at winning it, so that's really exciting as well.
Alice Polner, Win News.
In 2014, a group of fanatics decided to take football to the next level. They formed Murray United, the Border's first NPL side, and over the years the club's gone from strength to strength.
It all began for Murray United 5 years ago, the first ever National Premier League club in North-East Victoria.
They've set up a real pathway for young kids to strive to get to be a part of.
And it didn't take long before Murray claimed its first victory, 4 rounds in against Nunawading City, an early indication of the excitement to come. A rivalry with Goulburn Valley Suns quickly developed, a local derby that still gets both sides fired up.
We pinched a win against them over there on their home deck last year, and that was a pretty good moment to be a part of.
Current captain Ashley Dunn's been there since the start. Celebrating his 100th game earlier this season, he was one of the first of many international signings to join the Army of Red.
He's sort of the type of player who can build a team around, and essentially I think that's what's been done the last 3 or 4 years.
The local outfits attracted big stars like Archie Thompson and Jade North. And with a strong focus on player development, the club this year waived Alec Mills onto Melbourne City, the first A-League signing to come from Murray. And now with the Barranduda Fields development given the green light, the local outfit is confident it's only the beginning.
It'd be great to see Murray win a league or go really well in the FFA Cup and potentially jump in NPL 1.
Michaela Ortolin, Win News.
And Jeff, that's it for sport.
Corey, thanks for that. Chris is here with the weather. How's the weekend looking?
Jeff, big showers on the way for tomorrow. The border looks set to copper drenching. I'll have the details next.
So you found your ideal hotel and you're ready to book. But then there are so many deals. That can get really confusing. With Trivago, you can easily compare the prices of different rooms across multiple websites. See? Nice and easy. Hotel Trivago.
The Ovens Ford Ranger-thon is back with huge discounts on all 2019 plated models. Huge savings on Ranger XLT and the extremely popular Wild Track. Plus, come check out the all-new Ranger Raptor. Ranger-thon on now at Ovens Ford, Parfitt Road, Wangaratta.
Enjoy the boating lifestyle with a Quintrex Mercury package from Lee Martin Marine. From the fisherman to the family all-rounder, Quintrex's continuous development in hull design means it's a Quintrex or it's not good enough. Lee Martin Marine. Quality service and the right price.
At
absolutely everything's on sale at Freedom. Get up to 50% off sofas, beds, armchairs, cushions, tables, lamps, wine racks, baskets, rugs, frames, stools, wall arts. Hurry, absolutely everything on sale is on now.
Add a little Sunjan magic to your home or business. Our quality products complement your house and even enhance your lifestyle. Blinds and awnings, security doors and roller shutters. And our lifestyle range of screens and shades let you enjoy outdoor living at its best.
Hi, it's Louise. Boneless pork leg roast, $6.99 a kilo. Roasting beef, $10.99 a kilo. 5-star Scotch fillet, $19.99 a kilo. And Ingham's cheesy nuggets, $2.50 a packet. The Butcher at Arnold's, Wodonga.
Wangaratta Caravans end of financial year sale. All current stock caravans now at heavily reduced prices. Open all weekend of 28th to 30th of June. So come on down early and get yourself a bargain. Wangaratta Caravans, 56 to 58 Parfitt Road, Wangaratta.
This is real, real love. This is real love.
Welcome back. Daytime temperatures were up to 6 degrees above the June average. Tonight's weather photo is from Karen. Karen captured an amazing sunrise. Incredible colours there, Karen. Thank you very much. Let's check some details now from today. Another freezing start for Albury-Wodonga, but the early sunshine quickly saw the mercury rise to double digits by mid-morning. Yarrawonga shook off the frosty gloom as well, stretching from 4 overnight to a high of 18 by the mid-afternoon. Now, a severe weather warning has been issued for damaging winds in parts of the region. Winds averaging 60 to 100 k's increasing overnight in the west, then gradually extending eastward on Saturday. Peak gusts up to 115 are expected in the elevated areas above 500 metres. On the satellite image for you now, we've got some clear skies over the central and eastern parts of Victoria, but cloud is building in the west with a low pressure trough likely to cause showers later tonight. On the synoptic, a cold front will move across the tonight and then cross Victoria late tomorrow as an associated low passes near southern Tasmania. To the forecast, a very high chance of rain, falling as snow above 1,100 metres in the evening. Also a possible storm in the west with some heavy falls. Add to that some strong cold northwesterly winds, and a graziers warning has been issued for the region. Now for Albury-Wodonga, possible heavy rain ahead. Up to 30 millimetres is forecast, a top of 14 degrees. And some patchy rain expected in Melbourne, 16 degrees, and sunshine ahead for Sydney. Let's have a look now at the days ahead. Sunday we'll see showers falling as snow above 1,000 metres and possible early morning storm. Partly cloudy on Monday, patchy frost in the east and fog in the north. Also a slight chance of showers in the south, falling as snow above 1,200 metres. And Tuesday is looking much the same. As always, I'd like to wish everyone a wonderful weekend. And Jeff, it's back to you at the desk.
Chris, thank you. Over the last 27 years, Win News Albury has covered the local stories that matter most to your community. In our last ever bulletin, we take the time to reflect.
Win News has told the stories of people on the border for more than 27 years. In that time, our newsroom has had a makeover, and many faces have joined you in your living rooms. Natural disasters have torn through the border and northeast, but local communities have shown their resilience. Floods have left a trail of destruction across the region.
Farming equipment has been inundated and livestock squeezed onto the smallest patches of dry land.
In 1992, 16 of the Hume Weir's 24 gates were opened to release a build-up of water. Then, last year, the Hume Highway was more like the Hume River. 10 years ago, Black Saturday bushfires raged in Beechworth and Mudgegonga, claiming 2 lives. And in that same year, a fire escaped the Walla Walla Tip, burning 17,000 hectares of land near Gerodgery. In these tough times, community spirit has shone through and continues to do so. A horrific car accident at Brimmen last year changed the lives of a young Bundalong family. Amanda Kilmister and her son Harrison were killed, while husband Paul was left fighting for life.
On Saturday, the Bundalong community came together to support the much-loved family.
And when water polo star Nick Dempsey broke his neck, local tradies and construction companies donated time and materials to build a house. It was later auctioned off, with all funds going towards his spinal rehab. The region never shies away from a chance to get together as a community. And we've produced many sporting heroes. Basketball superstar Lauren Jackson started her career on the border.
Jackson is considered the world's greatest female player.
And teams across the region have had a taste of glory over the years. From all the Win News Albury staff, past and present, it's been an honour to share your stories.
To all our staff who have put the news together over more than 25 years, my heartfelt thanks. And to you, our wonderful viewers, thanks for watching the bulletins, of which we are extremely proud. Good night.